Hey guys, so it's me, Nicolette Mashile, and today I want to talk a little bit about something that literally a meeting that I've just come out of, right? I'm absolutely excited about this meeting, and I'll tell you why I'm excited. It's this new disruptor that is coming into the market. When I met the gentleman, first of all, when I got the email, it said Nicolette's meeting with Tim, and I was like, okay, so I'm meeting a Tim. Now, I'm now leaving Daily Theatre. Oh, so what happened is after the show, I sat with the guys at Daily Theatre and I was writing the last chapter of the book, guys. How freaking exciting is that? I've literally just pinned down the last chapter of the book. I'm so excited. By tomorrow this time, the entire book will be with the editor. I am super excited. The book is definitely coming. But even more exciting things that are coming, I am working on a cool concept that you guys are going to be experiencing in the next couple of months. That's going to blow you guys' mind. But this meeting that I sat in today was really just like, okay, so what? Like, this is definitely 2020, right? Anyway, as I said, my meeting requested you a meeting with Tim, right? So I sat at Daily Theatre, did a bit of work, and then I got lost in time, and then I left Braamfontein for Sandton at around about 2:20. My meeting is at 3 o'clock. So I get into my car, I drive, I realize, ooh, I'm running out of petrol. Now, in as much as I can trust my car, you can't trust traffic, right? So I can't drive with the reserve tank all the way from Braamfontein all the way to Sandton because I don't know what type of traffic I'm gonna get into. It's hot, I want my aircon on, and I know aircon chows a lot of petrol. So I stop and I pour petrol, and then I get frustrated because of load shedding, most of the POS, point of sale machines that the garage or the forecourts are using are not working. So now I'm stuck at the garage for 10-20 minutes, and I was getting agitated because I'm getting late for this meeting. So anyway, I called the lady from the agency. I'm like, listen, please tell Tim that I'm going to be late, right? Calls this gentleman, tells him, listen, Nicolette is going to be late. Anyway, I get to Tasha's, and that's where we're having our meeting. And obviously, because I've got now TV makeup, everybody's looking at me funny, and I'm wearing like these jeans that look like track pants. I'm wearing a jersey, the one I'm wearing right now. So I'm not looking like somebody that should be in Tasha's, to be quite honest, right? And so I'm flustered because I'm late. Walk straight to the first white man that I see, right? And I'm like, hi, are you Tim? I'm Nicolette. He's like, no, I am definitely not Tim. And I was like, oh my goodness. I look around the room, there's really just like one other single white man that's sitting by himself. Anyway, I'm like to this lady, please can you send me his number because I don't see him at Tasha's. Get his number, I call him, and guess what? It's a brother that picks up the phone and he's like, I'm coming. I was like, oh my goodness, it's a brother. It's really, okay, anyway, cut the long story short, first and foremost, when I found out about the business that he's doing, I was like, it definitely has to be a white man, right? And I was like, okay, we need to like wipe or what's the right word? Like kind of get rid of this mindset and notion that these kind of disruptive things can only be come up with a certain race of people, right? Anyway, so as we're having a conversation, they've got this new disruptor in the market. It's literally a marketplace, a platform where you can put in one single home loan application and it will go to all the banks. But don't worry, I'm going to give you guys even more information as we're going down the line about this place. It's called Mortgage Market, right? You literally apply with one application. Guys, the process of applying for home loans, if you're not going through a bond originator, who, by the way, you don't know if they're going to scam you or not, is so tedious. I hate filling in those application forms. I hate having to scan documents and send documents to banks because I'm just like, why don't you have access to these documents? Honestly speaking, speak to each other, send each other the documents. But of course, it's a competition to get my business, so they're not going to do that, right? Anyway, so these guys have created this amazing disruptive platform. It's a fintech platform, and you can basically put in one application. And when you actually get offers from the bank and you accept the offer, these guys will pay you. They'll pay you. They'll pay you just for using their platform. They will pay you just for using their platform. Anyway, so we deep in conversation with this gentleman, absolutely upstanding man, used to work in the home loan sector, very, very smart. And he says something that just kicked my head. And I was like, no, I've got to do a YouTube video on this. I've got to share it. Now, remember that none of my videos constitute as financial advice. If you are looking for financial advice, please speak to somebody who's certified and registered with the FSCA. So he's like, is it not crazy that before you even move into the house that you're buying. There are several people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to be specific, who have already taken money away from you. You apply for a home loan and there's 7 different types of people that have already taken money away from you. This is before you even move into your home. The first people, estate agents. Let's be honest, estate agents work really for the seller, not necessarily for the buyer, right? Because they're working for a commission. So when they're taking offers to the buyer, to the seller, they're taking the best offer that will give them the most commission. It only makes sense. Yes, they'll come to you and say only 3%, or we only take 2%, or we only take whatever, but they're not gonna take your little feeble offer. They need to buffer the offer that you're making so that they can make their commission. Simple as that. Next, bond originators. Bond originators have great deals with the bank, and most of them, for me, I like them. I think they do a very special and a very important job, but my biggest issue with them is that they're not transparent. So they can come back to you and say, this specific bank and that specific bank didn't make you an offer. You can go with this bank. But because maybe they've got a better deal with that bank and a better deal with the real estate agency, if they bring in the deal where the bank is offering you 11% as an interest rate. So they too are already sticking their sticky fingers into your pot before you even move into your house. Next, the government. The government, also called SARS, South African Revenue Services, also takes their money. They do, because you pay what is called a transfer duty. Of course, if your house is less than 900,000 rand, you don't pay transfer duty, so at least you can evade the government. But the government also takes something from you. You got to pay a transfer duty. Then there's the transferring attorneys, just for them to be able to do admin. Admin is literally them moving a title deed from one party to the next party. They are charging you for it. Also, taking money out of your pocket. Next, the bond registration attorneys, also hired by the banks, simply to do admin, to register your bond at SARS. So, again, they take money out of your pocket before you actually get the house. Then the banks themselves, they charge you a bank initiation fee. So again, another party that sticks their fingers into your money before you actually move into the house. I don't know how many times I'm going to reiterate this, but these are other people. Last but not least, for the first 10 years, you're basically paying interest back. If you go on your bank statement now or your home loan statement and you actually look at the interest portion versus how much you are paying and how little the balance gets moved by, you will realize that you're actually paying a huge portion of interest because it's an amortizing loan, which then means that you are going to be probably paying more interest in the beginning, and it will slowly decrease as you gradually move towards the end of your home loan. But the reality is, in the beginning, they are taking more money from you because the first thing they do is load that installment and then they load the interest. They're taking money from you and you haven't even moved in. It's crazy, guys. It's absolutely crazy how much money they take from us before we've actually moved into the house. I don't have a solution for this one. I'm just like, try and find the best way to buy a home without having to go through all these. All of these. I mean, how are you going to? I mean, you can avoid an estate agent by buying straight from the seller. Transfer duty if you buy below 900,000 rand, but that doesn't mean we must all live in houses that are below 900,000 rand. Transferring attorneys, you can avoid those ones because somebody's going to do the job. It's their expertise, so they've got to do the job. Bond registration attorneys, I mean, you can negotiate. I think between the attorneys, you need to be able to negotiate. They should allow you to negotiate. The bank should allow you to negotiate. When it moves to the bank initiation fee, I always say try and save up and pay for it up front because, wow, you don't want that bank initiation fee to be charged over 20 years or however long your bond is, however long you choose to pay it. In terms of the interest, pay extra into your bond so that you pay as less interest as possible. And the bond originator, well, Mortgage Marketplace solves that one for you. Just make sure that you do your own application, you get the offers that you want, and you choose which offer it is that you want. Mwah.